All right, gang, welcome. Welcome. Here we go. It is Wednesday. That means OKUMA FISHLAB Wednesday. We always have a sponsor for every day of the show, and today is FISHLAB OKUMA Wednesday. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, just letting a few people jump on here, and then we'll get going. Thanks, everybody, again, for being a part of this, for being a part of your saltwater guide. Kelly and I, we really appreciate it, and so do all of our sponsors. So let's run through the sponsor deal right now. We got a couple of contests going on. First of all, Baja Jerky has stepped up, and Baja Jerky is offering a case of Baja Jerky to each one person on each social media platform. So those of you over here on Instagram, one of you are going to win a case of Baja Jerky. One of you over here on Facebook, you're going to win a case of Baja Jerky. One of you on YouTube right here in the middle, you're going to win a case of Baja Jerky. And then one of you over on TikTok, you're going to win a case of Baja Jerky simply by leaving a comment. Now, yesterday I had a little rant because of the people over there on TikTok. I apologize for jumping all over everybody, letting them know I'm going to try to calm down and no more reading of negative comments over there on TikTok. I'm just going to stay out of that. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then those of you that are positive on TikTok, we're going to award one of you a really cool prize. You're going to win a case of Baja Jerky. All right? Then, and this one's getting pretty good. Refer a friend. It's absolutely free on the website. Refer a friend. We've got so many people referring their friends that got a couple of guys that have already referred 3 people each. So they're in the lead over there on Refer a Friend to the website. What is that? YourSaltwaterGuide.com. Come on, the only way you don't know that website is because you've been living in a box. What is the website? Well, we have over 400 how-to videos, how to catch fish, how to drive your boat, how to tie up your boat, and all the different things over there on Your Saltwater Guide, the website. Check it all out. There's plenty over there for you at YourSaltwaterGuide.com. And then simply, because you're a member and then you refer a friend, every time you refer a friend, you get a free month. And whoever refers the most friends in the month of May is going to win a lifetime membership to the website. Full access to all the bundles. And I'm sure the sponsors will all jump in and throw in some other prizes for you. So those are the 2 contests we have going on right now. It's not that hard. Jump on and leave a comment. Also, gang, leave tips on TikTok, leave badges on Instagram, leave stars on Your Saltwater Guide, the business page on Facebook, and over on YouTube. Subscribe and leave a comment. And that'll help move you up the ladder to what we're talking about. So today, gang, we got a good seminar for you. We're going to talk about the fish and all about the different things that are going on out here in the water right now. But first, I just want to show you, I just got this new little spinning reel for fishing those small pargo and stuff in the mangroves here in La Paz when I get up to La Paz a little bit later this year. This is the little spinning reel I've been waiting for. This thing is going to be insane. Let's open it up together and check it out. Brand new. I just cut the tape off. So this is my new little spinning reel for fishing in the mangroves, fishing tight in the bushes. Look at this little reel. How bitchin' is that? Look at that thing. It looks like it just wants to catch a fish. It's like this little Seamar by OKUMA. This little spinning reel, this thing is insane. You got to get yourself some of these. I would love to fish trout with this thing up in the Sierras or Big Bear or Arrowhead. Those of you on the East Coast that love to use spinning reels, this thing's going to make it so fun. Look at that little spinning reel. How bitchin' is that thing? This thing just, look at how clean. Look at the colors. This thing is just bitchin' looking. And I know it's going to work because it's OKUMA. So it's going to work just fine. It's going to do exactly what I need it to do. It's going to help me to get into those tight little bushes and catch those little mangrove pargo, and maybe I'll probably hang a big snook on this thing, but this is a bitchin' little reel. You got to get yourself one of these, gang. I'll tell you, if you're trout fishing up in the Sierras, or if you're fishing mangroves down here in Mexico or in Florida or wherever you are, you need a couple of these babies. This is going to help you that don't know how to cast. This is going to help you out tremendously. It's going to change the whole thing for you. So get yourself one of these little guys. They're like bitchin', the CEYMAR, CEYMAR. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I saw these in the catalog and I called up OKUMA and I said, I need one of those. And there I got it. And I just got it. It just showed up yesterday afternoon. So I wanted you all to see this as I unwrapped it and took it out of the box. You're going to need some of these, I'll tell you right now. So Kelly and I got her one too. So we'll be fishing the mangroves here in August, fishing for those little snappers up there in the mangroves. So, all right, gang. So our show today is about where are the fish? What is going on? What are we thinking? What are we looking for this summer? What do we think is going to happen? Well, gang, it's a cold water year. You guys, a lot of you that got into this fishing here in the last 5 or 6, 7 years, you haven't seen a cold water year. So we're in store for a cold water year. That means probably a lot of anchovies, maybe a lot of anchovies in the bait barge. So you're going to need to figure out this fishing with anchovies thing. So that's more of what the show is about today, is old timers like myself and guys older than me and a few people younger. If you're 45 or above, you remember fishing with anchovies. If you're under 45, or if you just started fishing in the last 15 or 20 years, you don't really know what we're talking about. But when I grew up fishing in Southern California, all we had was anchovies for bait. There weren't any sardines. There weren't any of those big old giant sardines you get at the bait barge. There weren't any of those. When you went on a long range boat, or you went over to San Clemente Island on somebody's boat, or you went and did something, oh, thank you for the stars. Thank you very much. People are dropping stars over on Facebook, and for that, I thank you. Instagram, you're not dropping anything. TikTok, you're not dropping. What's the matter? Don't you enjoy this? Okay. So, somebody wants to talk to us. They don't know what time it is. Sorry about that. So when I grew up fishing in Southern California, started working on the sport boats back in the 70s, all we had were anchovies for bait. And I think that there's a very good chance we're moving back into that cycle. And if that's the case, you're going to have to learn how to cast. And that's why we showed you the last couple of days, the sabiki rig by Promar and the sabiki rod, and how important it's going to be to have those, because I think we're starting to move into this cold water phase. We're going to have a lot of squid in the spring along the coast and at the islands. And then maybe, just maybe I'm wrong, but maybe some of those fish with the long fins on the sides. Maybe. Everything's looking right. I mean, we never even started to catch those things until the middle of, didn't even see them, don't even hear about them until the middle of June. So maybe those albacores show up, maybe not. But if they do, and if everything's set up the way it looks right now, it's probably going to be an anchovy year. And that's going to be pretty cool for guys like me, old timers. Anchovies, why are they so good? Well, first of all, everything eats an anchovy. Marlin eat them, wahoo eat them, albacore eat them, yellowfin eat them, bluefin eat them. If you want bigger bait, we used to have to jiggle it up with our sabikis, or back in the old days, we called them 4-flies. That being said, though, if we go into an anchovy cycle, which could very well happen, you're going to start fishing with smaller hooks, lighter line, and a rod with a whippier tip to cast that anchovy out, which is going to work perfect for guys like me. If you watch those videos that we posted last week about fishing with the longer rod and the softer tip that we use for braid, those will work perfect for fishing the anchovy and getting that anchovy out away from the boat. But the other thing that's going to work for a lot of you is a good spinning reel. Get a nice spinning reel. Get one of these CEYMARs, or get something from OKUMA that's going to match the size of the fish you're going to try to catch, because you'll be able to cast that anchovy when 90% of the guys on the boat aren't going to be able to cast the anchovy, because the anchovy is a very small fish. I mean, if you get 4 to 5 inch anchovies, those are humongous anchovies. But those are tiny compared to fishing with a 5-inch sardine, which has weight to it, 6-7 ounces, and a 4 or 5-inch anchovy maybe weighs 1.5 ounces, maybe not even that much, maybe 3/4 of an ounce. So you're going to need to learn how to cast that smaller bait. What is going to be the advantage to that is there's no more, when you're using anchovies and you cast it out there, there's no more nibbles. When you get a bite, it's pretty much you got to fish. You let them run for a couple seconds and then hook up, you got to fish. We love anchovies in the sport fishing industry in the half day and 3/4 day world because everything eats them. It makes it much easier when you're running a party sport boat up or down the coast in Southern California. It makes it much easier to catch fish for your people that paid the money to go. It just makes it easier. But also, it's harder for them to cast. And I understand those of you on the private boat, you want those big sardines because you're going after big game. But marlin eat anchovies. They're pretty big. Wahoo eat anchovies. They're pretty big. Everything eats anchovies. That's why I love them so much. But the problem is the last 10 years, it's been warm water. The anchovy doesn't come along the beach in the warm water years. It's more offshore where the water's cooler. And now as the cool water's in on the beaches, I mean, we saw 54 and 53 degree water here a month ago, 3 weeks ago. We haven't seen that in a long, long time. So that tells me maybe we're in a cold water cycle and maybe we're going to see more anchovies. Maybe we'll see a fluctuation of the sand bass that we haven't seen in a very long time. Maybe that fish will migrate back into our area. I know you hear a lot of old timers talk about catching sand bass on the flats or in the clam beds. I'll tell you, that was pretty spectacular. And that went on for a good 50-year cycle. My dad can remember, my dad used to tell me stories of them doing it back in the 50s when he started on the boats in 47, 48. They would come in with log barracuda and gunny sacks full of sand bass. And then when I started running sport boats in the 80s, we had giant migrations of sand bass up and down the California coast from Huntington Beach to the Mexican border was where we prowled. But I know they came into Santa Monica Bay also. But I think a lot of that has to do with that anchovy. I really, really do. A lot of it has to do with the anchovy, but I think the big barracuda, the barracuda migration, I'm going to blow a lot of your minds, but I think that migration has been stifled by the wonderful animal that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, the California sea lion. I think that has a lot to do with why that barracuda doesn't migrate into our area, because for those sea lions, a barracuda is like a piece of spaghetti for you or I, and they're out there just woofing them up. Historically, back in the well, I only can go back to the 70s. That's when I started fishing for a living. Historically, the barracuda came in along the kelp beds and laid their eggs along the kelp at night, and then when the sun would come up in the morning, they'd move out to the canyons to mate, to spawn, if you will. And then they would move back into the kelp beds in the evening to lay their eggs in the kelp. Now I don't think they get the opportunity to do that, is what I think, because of the California sea lion follows that migration. And if those poor little fish slow down, I don't think they're gone by any stretch of the imagination. I think there's lots and lots of them. I really, really do. But I don't think by any stretch of the imagination they can have a slowdown. They can slow down. I think those poor fish have to swim like hell. They come up from Baja. They come up from Mag Bay. They come cruising up the coast. And now Mag Bay is just as bad as Southern California or the Coronados. You go to Mag Bay, to Magdalena Island, right there, that blocks the opening to the bay. That island is just corroded with California sea lions. The beaches there are just covered. And those animals are California sea lions, but they're down here in Baja. We have a humongous population of California sea lions in Cabo San Lucas, a huge aggregation. And then my good buddy Pete Grossbeck, he just got back from Costa Rica, and he's got videos of them down there. The California sea lion is in Costa Rica. What is going on? Well, they're overpopulated. But I'm sorry, I'll get off on a tangent on the sea lions, and I'll get a spanking. Because we're not supposed to talk about sea lions on this show. No, I talk about whatever I want. You know that. But we're talking about the fish that migrate into our area over the years. Thank God for the bluefin tuna, because this industry, if it wasn't for the bluefin, I don't know what would have happened here the last 5 or 6 years, because that was pretty much the only fish that we had to catch. But I really do believe that barracuda doesn't slow down in Southern California anymore because of the California sea lion. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But that's what's going on. And then my favorite place to fish in the LA area to fish is San Clemente Island. I just got asked that question over on TikTok. San Clemente Island's my favorite place to fish. It is so spectacular over there because I'm a calico bass guy. And San Clemente Island is just phenomenal amount of kelp, starting in the cove and going all the way up the backside of the island, all the way to the west end. Is just solid kelp. You wouldn't understand that on the East Coast, but the kelp that they make your toothpaste out of and your shampoo and everything. San Clemente Island is full of kelp. What is living the kelp? Calico bass. Calico bass fishing at San Clemente Island is absolutely incredible. That's my favorite place to fish in California is San Clemente Island. But I love calico bass fishing along the beaches in South Laguna and all along San Clemente. Not San Clemente Island, but San Clemente, California, and Seal Rocks and San Mateo kelp, Christmas tree, Middle kelp, all those places. Really fun calico bass fishing. But I have to say, if I had a choice, I had a nice day to go fishing and I had your boat and I had plenty of bait, I'm going straight to San Clemente Island, anchoring up on the backside on one of those kelp lines, throwing a little chum and whaling on big calicos. And I can fish calico bass all day, every day, from when the sun comes up to when it goes down. Why not at night? Because you know what nighttime's for? Nighttime's for sleeping. You want to fish at night? That's great. I'm an old man. I like to sleep at night. Now, don't get me wrong. There was probably a 20-year period there where I didn't sleep, period. Didn't eat either, but that's a different story for another place, like a meeting. But we're talking about fish. I got sidetracked by a question. We're talking about fish and where are they and why are they not here and when are they coming and what time. Like I said a couple of weeks ago on the show, usually the really good fishing along the Southern California coast would start right around Father's Day. I remember a lot of times running sport boats back in the 80s, 90s, and it would start getting going around Father's Day. And it would start to get really good. Barracuda, bonita, bass on the flats, on the clam beds. And then if you had some mackerel in the bait, you could catch yellowtail in the middle of those sand bass and calico bass, or sand bass and barracuda aggregate that would come into the local areas and migrate in here. But I do think a lot of it has to do with the anchovy. I know I talked about the sea lion. I think that's the main reason why the barracuda don't slow down. I think they come every year. I don't think that's a deal. But I think that sand bass migration, just a theory. It could be totally wrong. But I think a lot of that has to do with the anchovies. And they migrate along following the anchovy schools. So that's what I think is going on. Now, if any of this stuff made sense or it sounds interesting, or if you like to listen to what I have to say or my perspective, go to my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, and get a membership right now for a whopping $4.99. But I'm giving you 2 weeks free right now. If you go over and you check out the website, you could do this. You could check out the website for free, call up a couple of your buddies and have them log on and use your code that you get for refer a friend. Then you're free. You don't even get your credit card, won't even get charged after the 14 free days. It doesn't get any easier than that, except that what I'm going to do here for the next couple weeks, every day on social media, on positive comments, I'm going to give one membership away. There you go. On Monday, I'll do TikTok. On Tuesday, I'll do Instagram. On Wednesday, I'll do Facebook. On Thursday, I'll do YouTube. And Friday, it'll be Free Flow Friday. I'll just pick pick somebody off of one. But it's got to be positive. I don't really need the negative. I don't want to know what you know if you're 12 years old or if you're 25 years old or if you're 35 years old. I don't want to know what you know. So if you think that's what you need to do is tell me on social media what you know, gang, I'm going to delete. All I'm doing now, because I get millions of comments a week, all negative is just being, I'm not even answering it. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just letting you all know across all social media, negative comments are being deleted. I'm not even going to spend any time talking to you. No more neg. I told you when I started this 2 years ago, I don't deal with neg. And then I got caught up in the negative. And for all of you that are positive out there, I apologize. I got sucked in, fell down the rabbit hole, and I apologize for that. That is not me. I'm not a negative human. I'm probably one of the most positive people you ever meet if you spend any time around me. So sorry to get negative on you. It's all positive from this point forward. I'm not going to let the trolls get in my head anymore. I'm just erasing you. Leave a comment, win some Baja Jerky, refer a friend, win some free content over at my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. I will give away a membership today. What is Wednesday? I'll give away a membership today. All right. Thanks for joining us. I will see you all tomorrow. Oh my God, don't forget. Kelly and I have adopted a new member to the family. We did a rescue. We saved somebody. You're going to all be introduced to the new member of the family on Monday. And I promise you, this is not going to bum anybody out. You're going to love the new member of our family. You are going to love the new member as much as we do. It's a total rescue. And we rescued that little kitty you see on our show all the time. When we first moved down here, that little kitty was living in the dirt. We rescued that little kitty, and now we just rescued a phenomenal member of the family. And you're all going to get to meet the new member of the family on Monday. Tell all your friends. You do not want to, if you can set your alarm right now, you definitely don't want to miss Monday's show. That is for damn sure, because you're going to get to meet our new member of our family that just makes me smile every time I think about it. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you had a good time. I went a little over, usually 15-minute show if you're new, but we went a little over today. Thanks. I'll see you all tomorrow. Adios.